Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? Please let me start with thanking Asteroid Fight Club and everybody out there, especially Sarah and JT, Marlita, Rick, Courtney, Athena, Sean, David, and Mark. You guys are incredible, and I feel like my 7 years of hard work are finally starting to pay off. And so, with that, let me get to it, because time is short. And we got to get busy living or get busy dying. And so I have been predicting a major monster storm since April. And the dates I specifically have given are the 18th to the 23rd. And the areas we are watching out for are New Jersey, New York, and Boston. Plus North Carolina, of course. Now, I'm just one man. I could be totally wrong, but models have been drawing it up like I've been talking about it. The good news is, in April, I said there was a 20% chance of it going out to sea. And a lot of this is predicted off of the Neptune pressure alignment that I figured out during the major March record storm that devastated Nebraska in the Midwest. And so now, anywhere from a week to 2 weeks to this potential dangerous, disastrous storm approaching, we are trying to figure out the tea leaves and the riddles that the models present us. Now, I know a lot of meteorologists don't like it when people just watch singular model runs, but it's my style. My brain acts in a 3-act structure. It like makes movies in my brain all the time. And so just by watching patterns, I can figure stuff out sometimes. And so the semi-good news is that the last 4 runs since my last video have shown it going out to sea. The bad news is I don't trust it at all, and I don't think we should trust it at all. Now, I'm not here as your planetary defense commander and Thor to make people feel fear, but as I've been pointing out with all the gas giants on the same side and the sun doing what the sun does, it looks like the whole solar system is going through major changes. So we as a people of Earth are going to have to adapt to it. Okay, and so there are some things I want you to watch out for. Like A, it looks like our monster storm now is showing potential to grow a spine. That's not good. And it keeps drawing up like a Fibonacci looking thing in the middle of the ocean. And I'm always like, don't Fibonacci me, man. But we can see the models have been consistently drawing up some type of a hurricane thing. Oh yeah, and so Alabama, we are watching for a tropical storm, tropical cyclone, possible hurricane for the Panhandle, Alabama, Florida area, Mississippi, possibly even Louisiana. In the next few days, we will be watching that like a hawk. But if we'll see here, and another trend I've noticed is the models continue to show a second storm behind the main one we're watching. I think they finally named it 95L. I don't know. But see, there's our bad boy that we're watching. There's the second one, and then there's the third one. And so, if you'll notice, I think this is the ridge of high pressure. The models have been showing the storm, ignoring the ridge and punching through it. And the one thing that has given me an advantage over everybody else is by using the planetary formations, I've been able to figure out some things. And so, you know, this storm is probably going to break some rules. So it is possible for it to just kind of ignore the ridge and go out to sea, but I sure wouldn't bet on it. What we do here is we prepare for the worst and pray for the best. And so this is this run. As you can kind of see, it just goes all against the ridge when it looks like it should be taking it into North Carolina. But it's out to sea, and we will take out to sea because I said there's a 20% chance of out to sea. So I would get to be right, and no damage would be done, and no one would die. I could live with that. And then we could worry about the major storm coming in October to Florida, inside the Panhandle, Crystal River. Okay, and so this is the next run. After that, this is the 06Z, and we're watching, and you'll notice the intensity of the Alabama Panhandle storm is increasing. And so that would, but one thing I want you to watch here is this whole run is pretty dang crazy. It's one of the craziest runs I've seen because it has our major storm kind of stopping, sitting, and spinning. And I remind you, this is a volcano range. And that's how the islands were created. And so the fact that it almost looks like we have a equatorial electrojet line. See that? It's like the water bulge line is moved up into two lines. But if you'll notice, it looks like they're parading up here, but here it just stops and it just spins for like a day or two near the Bahamas, which is kind of scary, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. And then it moves east. Once again, not really obeying the laws of physics, but these are just models, so you definitely shouldn't invest or make major decisions off them. And it looks like we get a major storm coming to the middle of the United States and Canada on the 13th. But, like, I just don't. This run there's so much freaky about it. You got the 3 chained up like that, and then you got that one coming under. I didn't like this run at all. I know that technically it's out to sea. We would take that. All right, so that is the 6E. And then we're looking at the 12Z. Okay, and the 12Z shows it as a major mega monster, but it also carries it out to sea. And so, but if you'll notice how it almost seems like the water bulge line is coming straight off Africa, tilting up into Florida and the southeast. Which I don't ever remember seeing that before, ever. And so we get our major storm. The models have it forming after Puerto Rico, which we could definitely live with. But so this is the second model run where it just kind of stops it and it sits it and it spins it, which we would take. But yeah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. And it's my job to always be, tilted to the more we need to be prepared for the worst case scenario. That's why my unofficial buddy and weather super hearing cranky weather guy, I always ask you to double check his work, and then the meteorologist you respect most, because it's best to do your own due diligence and check it across a bunch of multiple sources. But either way, look at that thing, dude. Like, look at what is going on here. Like, this is, and I was saying, expect to see a record-breaking monster storm around the 18th to 23rd, and this one would definitely qualify as a WTF major monster, Quetzalcoatl, Godzilla, call it what you want to, storm. And then we get our Fibonacci ring again, the like Eye of Jupiter. You get the Louisiana one coming up, and see how, notice it looks like it's kind of headed up on this thing, and that's your ridge, but it just fights the ridge itself and goes east. So that whole situation is a situation. Okay, great. Look at that nasty bitch. Yeah, so, and now we're going to the latest model run. So all 4 model runs have it going out to sea. And so you could say, yay, but see, it's still drawing up the 3, although I think it always kills this one. And then it forms it. But yeah, look at this, dude. So, and it keeps doing the same thing where it stops. And it was like, Dorian was kind of like the Harvey to me. So we didn't get it. We got a stalling out storm with Harvey in 2017. None of the hurricanes that followed after stalled out. So I don't think we're going to see a stall out situation here. We could. Hopefully it won't be over any islands. And we definitely need to send as much help to the Bahamas as we can. I think not allowing them to come here is pretty cowardly in my own opinion. But I do appreciate the president for keeping people focused on hurricanes leading up to this event. We all make mistakes. We all do some good things. We all do some bad things. Okay. And so, if you want to take some happiness in the fact that all the models are showing it go out to sea, you can. But as Chuck D from Public Enemy says, can't trust it. And because, like I said, it just stops here. And this one has it fighting a little to the west and then skirting up, connecting, and going, and then punching Nova Scotia. And I remind people that Dorian created a 100-foot wave near Newfoundland. So, through the Neptune opposition, which was about 6 months away from the storm that devastated the Midwest and Nebraska, we're expecting that this thing can be anywhere from a Category 3 to Category 4, Category 5, And so there's no telling what type of waves this thing could sprout up. And so, you know, the soonest landfall dates for this one would be around, in my opinion, the 17th. The latest would be around the 25th. And so we still have time to continue to prepare. But if it does bring it in as a major hurricane for anywhere from Florida up, or even the Gulf, then, you know, even 7 days to 10 days, 2 weeks is not a lot of time for people to prepare. And it is my recommendation for this season that if any area is told that they have a Category 3 or higher hurricane coming to make landfall in their area, if you're anywhere along the coast or inland close, I would evacuate. I've said we will probably see some coastal carvers with this one. And Dorian, even though it was off sea, carved up parts of the North Carolina coast, although it did make landfall around that area. And so, you know, this storm will probably be, whether it goes out to sea or not, will probably be a major hurricane. I mean, look at that. That's a freaking, I mean, that's a super, I mean, that's a super Quetzalcoatl mythological monster storm right there. You see that thing? Does that look like, I mean, no matter what, I sure picked the date right for weird weather, the 18th to the 23rd, didn't I? And so when I was like in April, like, hey, be on the lookout, y'all, for a major monster freak storm that will be possibly a threat to the Northeast. So the models keep drawing it up like I've been talking about. There is a chance it will go out to sea, and I believe the power of prayer works. Never too soon to start praying this thing out to sea, man. And ma'am. And there's always the Asteroid Fight Club factor. And so, here's where we're at. And the big problem is that models probably won't get a lock on it 5 to 7 days out. And so, it's best to just be prepared for the variables that will come our way. And so, like, this is the Euro and this is the GFS. And so the GFS has it pretty nastily formed, you know, heading northwest or north, a little northwest. And then the Euro 10 days out has it much souther. And of course, the souther option would present much more danger. But as of right now, I think everybody should be preparing for this thing to be a major landfalling hurricane, and then just celebrate if it doesn't. You know, it's like there were people in Florida like, oh, yo, you guys always say we're going to get hit, and then we don't. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone in Houston would have rather not got hit by Harvey. You know, like, so this is how we go. We prepare for it, and if it don't happen, then you should celebrate, not be like, oh, dang. You know, I don't even know. You still got free will, and it's still a free country. But, I mean, like I'm saying, if we've got, the models have been consistently showing a hurricane that will be somewhere in this area, or, you know, in about 7 to 10 days. So everybody needs to take this seriously. And I could be totally wrong, and it could continue west and punch through to Texas. I don't think that's going to happen. You know, I think these are the main areas we're focused on. But with that thing coming to Alabama, that needs to be watched. I don't know what y'all were like, we want a hurricane in Alabama. Well, I guess you got it. I joke. Yeah, political jokes are never funny though. Okay, so this has been my update. Once again, I can't thank y'all enough. Y'all are amazing. Absolutely amazing. And once again, I want to thank Cranky Weather Guy. He did probably the best job he's ever done on Dorian. And hopefully you'll get rest for another day or two. And then we will both hit the last 3 weeks of, what month is it? September. The best we can for you. definitely Cranky and I are going to deserve to party in November. Also, quickly, at the beginning of the year, I said after May 22nd of 2019, we should definitely be on the lookout for major West Coast, USA, and Canada earthquakes and volcano eruptions. If I was going to try and predict a earthquake in that area that was major, it would be in December. But I think there's a 75% chance we could see a West Coast volcano eruption in 2019 and 90% chance in 2020 due to all the gas giants on the same side, and that's when that stuff kind of happens. And Popocatépetl, the volcano in Mexico, has been freaking out every day, all year. And 3X narrative structure is always in my lifeblood. My Norwegian grandma, Virginia, raised me on Christianity and Norse mythology, and I really think there might be a Neptune is pissed at Wall Street's Blackwater attitude and the street. And karmic Saturn coming direct on the 18th has an element to it. And the more it looks like my predictions are coming true, then we need to be prepared for the one that's coming in the middle of October that could be coming to Crystal River, Florida. And there's a nice old lady who I promised we will take care of and make sure she's safe. And I don't want to look like a liar or a bad guy here, especially when we've got over a month notice. And yeah, we're all in this together, and that includes the gas giants and all the planets in the solar system. That our whole solar system's changing, man. But yeah, I'm a bit skeptical of the hurricane kind of doing strange stuff. I'm not saying I won't do that, but I'm just saying, yeah, out to sea, we'll see, but that's what we want, out to sea. See? Yeah, buddy. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Martian boot patterns are gross. James Spann, eyes will be on a tropical wave moving into the Gulf of Mexico this weekend. For now, NHC maintains a low chance of development. It has potential to bring beneficial rain to parts of the southern U.S. Sunday and into early next week. We keep a close eye on. You dang right we will, James. Nathan the Nerd always does a good job. Today is the official peak of hurricane season, but the daily tropical weather outlook disagrees. According to a lot of the models, the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific peak will be September 23rd to October 15th. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one this year. And this year and next year's hurricanes are definitely going to be coastal carvers. Greg Carbon getting a little closer to the beach at Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. Dorian before and after image of the NOAA rapid response. And so I don't even think it hit this area. It was did a lot of damage without even hitting it. And so it has been my belief that the next two storms we're going to see are probably going to be stronger than Dorian. And so that is what we need to be prepared for, in my opinion. Happy Palindrome week. That area is going to be warm. Summer is coming back in this McTLT, the hot side's hot and the cold side's cold pattern that we've been seeing for a couple of years now, probably since 2012. Happy Discovery Day to Dysnomia, the only known moon of a dwarf planet, Eris, discovered in 9/10/2005. And nobody really talks about Eris, ever, even though it's like the most fascinating thing found in astronomy ever. And so this would be the Euro's farthest day out and the GFS on the same day. And they're both pretty locked in on a potentially dangerous, damaging hurricane that will threaten the Caribbean islands and the United States of America. Coastal regions. And not a single thing about the 10-day Euro suggests out to sea. All right, so let's get ready. Yo. And can we please help the Bahamas? As Planetary Defense Commander, our response to Puerto Rico, the Midwest storm in March, and the Bahamas has been pretty piss poor in my opinion. Anyway, snow weenies rejoice. I'm going to end this one with my old buddy, Longshot's wisdom of the X-Men. We are the lucky ones. If we keep our motives pure and our hearts honest, we will win. That's kind of always been my credo. And it's probably the main reason I'm still alive these days. Anyway, I love you guys. I thank y'all. I sure wouldn't be doing this without y'all. But there are good people out there. And maybe the sun will start to shine upon us again soon. So everybody just stay cool and let's come up with brand new ideas on how to deal with modern problems. And we are all in this together. God bless everyone. Stay cool. Let's live long and prosper together. And hit the button, baby.